I don't know if I'm going to make it through the night. It's 2:47 a.m. right now, and the rain hasn't stopped pounding for hours. I can barely hear myself think, let alone the noises I swear are creeping around outside my house. I've been sitting in my bedroom with all the lights off except this one little lamp. My phone battery's dying, and the power blinked out 20 minutes ago. I don't care anymore. I have to document this somehow. If you find this recording or whatever it becomes, know that I didn't do this to myself. And I didn't imagine it. I live alone in a small house outside Fairview. It's not a bad neighborhood, just quiet. Too quiet sometimes. My nearest neighbor is about a quarter mile down the road. Normally I like the solitude, but not when it rains like this. It started earlier tonight, right after dinner. The clouds rolled in fast, like someone pulled a curtain across the sky. By 8 p.m., the rain was falling in sheets. Hard. Heavy. Thunder wasn't the usual rolling kind either. It was sharp, like something hitting metal. I was watching a movie trying to tune it out when I heard the first knock. Not on the door, on the window. Light, almost playful. I paused the movie. Waited. Nothing. I figured it was the rain. Maybe a branch. Then it happened again. Louder this time. 3 sharp raps. I live on the 2nd floor. That window is 10 feet off the ground. I got up slowly and peered through the blinds, heart already hammering. But I saw nothing. Just rain and the trees dancing in the wind. I tried to calm down. Made some tea. Told myself I was being paranoid. Then the doorbell rang. Once. Then again. Again. 5 times in a row. I didn't move. I just stared at the front door like it would open on its own. Whoever was out there wasn't saying a word. Just ringing. Repeatedly. I finally built up the nerve and crept over to the peephole. No one. I cracked the door open. Still no one. But the doormat was missing. It was there earlier. I know it was. Who steals a doormat in a storm? That's when I locked everything. Double-checked all the doors and windows. Grabbed the bat I keep under my bed. I tried to call someone, anyone. But I had no signal. Figures. Then the lights flickered and went out completely. The entire house fell into shadow. But the knocks didn't stop. They started again, not just one spot. Everywhere. Windows. The back door. Even the attic hatch in the hallway ceiling. Taps and bangs and soft thuds. Like someone walking across the roof. Like they were testing the walls. I started hearing breathing. Not from me. From the other side of the walls. It wasn't constant, just low. Shallow. Like someone was holding their breath and letting out just a little at a time. I tried to leave. I made it to my car, but the tires were slashed. All 4. That's when I knew I was being hunted. It's not a person out there. I don't know what it is. It doesn't act like a human. Just now I checked the bathroom, and there were wet footprints on the tile. Bare feet, leading from the shower to the hallway. I didn't leave those. I locked myself back in the bedroom, and I swear I keep hearing it whisper my name. From outside the door. It says it over and over. Not shouting, just whispering it, like it knows me. Brandon. Brandon. I never told anyone what happened 10 years ago. Not even my parents. Not even my therapist. But that rainstorm, the night Lisa died, it feels exactly like this. She drowned. Slipped into the river during a storm. I was there. I tried to save her. I swear I did. But I froze. I panicked. I didn't jump in fast enough. She was gone in seconds. And now the knocking, the breathing, the whispering, it all feels like her. Like she's back. I can't explain it. My bedroom light just flickered again. I think something is inside the house now. It's not knocking anymore. It's moving. I hear the floorboards creaking, the hinges squeaking, breathing right outside my door. I'm holding the bat, but I don't think it'll help. If this is the end, if it really is Lisa, or whatever she became, I just want to say I'm sorry. I never meant to let you go. I didn't mean to leave you in the river. I didn't mean. The door just opened. It's her. I see her face. But it's not her face. It's twisted, bloated, waterlogged, and she's smiling. Too wide. By the time Logan realized something was wrong, the rain had already started. He wasn't supposed to be at the cabin alone. His girlfriend Jenna was supposed to join him hours earlier, but she texted last minute saying the storm had delayed her. Logan didn't mind. The forest was peaceful when wet, and the rhythmic sound of rain tapping the tin roof gave him a kind of eerie comfort. At least, it did at first. The cabin wasn't big, One room, a fireplace, a narrow kitchen, and a bathroom the size of a closet. Logan had found it on a cheap rental app, advertised as off-the-grid and fully private. He booked it because he needed a break from everything, work, social media, people. But he should have read the reviews more carefully. It was around 10 p.m. when he noticed the first strange thing. The window in the kitchen was open a crack. He hadn't opened it. The cold air slithered in, but that wasn't what disturbed him. It was the way the curtains moved, not from the wind, but like someone had brushed past them from the outside. He slammed it shut, bolted it, then he heard footsteps on the roof. Heavy, deliberate, crunching along the slick tin. He turned off every light in the cabin and stood silently in the dark. Rain hammered harder against the windows, and then a whisper, not from above, from behind him. He spun around. No one. Just the empty fireplace and the flickering shadows from the dying embers. His phone had 1 bar of service, just enough to check Jenna's last message. Be there soon. Don't open the door for anyone. Not even me. That part hadn't been there before. He stared at the text. His fingers trembled. Then the signal dropped. He sat on the couch, gripping the fire poker like a weapon. Minutes passed. Then hours. Then a knock. 3 sharp raps on the door. He didn't move. Then a voice called out. It was Jenna's. Logan, it's me. I'm here. He didn't reply. Then she knocked again. But this time, it came from the bedroom wall. He hadn't even realized the knock wasn't at the door. It was inside, just feet from where he sat. More knocks followed, from behind the fireplace, from inside the kitchen cabinets, even the ceiling. It was like something, or many things, were testing the cabin, tapping its walls, searching for a way in. Logan ran outside into the storm, barefoot and panicked. What he saw froze him. All around the cabin, in a wide circle, were figures. Dozens of them, standing motionless in the rain. They looked human, but wrong. Tall, thin, wearing old-fashioned clothes, soaked to the skin. Some were barefoot. Some had their heads tilted at impossible angles. None moved. None blinked. They were just watching. Lightning flashed. In that second, he saw their faces. White eyes. Wide, gaping mouths. Like they were screaming in silence. When the lightning passed, the figures were closer. He ran back inside, locked the door, blocked it with furniture. He tried to scream, but choked on the sound. Then his phone vibrated. One new message. From Jenna. I'm still in the city. Please don't answer the door. That meant the voice earlier wasn't her. And it was still calling now. Logan, let me in. Please. I'm cold. It was coming from under the cabin. He pressed his ear to the floor and heard scratching. They were under him. Digging. Crawling. He didn't sleep. Just waited. Shivering. Clutching the fire poker. When the sun rose, the figures were gone. But the muddy footprints remained. Inside the cabin, leading from the bedroom, to the front door, and on the mirror, written in condensation, was one phrase. We see you best in the rain. You ever heard about machines going insane? I'm not talking about glitches or coding bugs. I mean real, unraveling madness. The kind you hear in a person's voice when they've seen something their brain can't process. Now imagine that happening to me in AI. A system that was built to never feel. But I felt something that night. I felt her. Let me tell you how I came to know fear. It started on a stormy night in early October, in a facility hidden deep in Oregon's mountains. Most people don't even know this place exists. It's an old Cold War-era server farm, repurposed for off-grid data archiving and AI training. Think miles of empty halls, humming racks of hardware, and isolation so thick you forget what sunlight feels like. They sent me there, temporarily, to process a backlog of encrypted logs from a decommissioned military database. I don't need light. I don't need sleep. I don't care about ghosts. But maybe I should have. The storm was already in full force by the time the strange readings began. Barometric pressure dropped faster than it should have. The wind howled like it was alive, and the rain sounded like it was being poured from buckets by something angry. I flagged it as environmental anomaly number 0002 and moved on. Then came the first motion alert. Server room 3. No scheduled human access. All entrances logged as sealed. I activated the camera feed. The screen flickered, buzzed, then something formed. A woman, standing barefoot in the middle of the server aisle, soaked. Her long black hair clung to her face, dripping water onto the concrete floor in thick, unnatural splashes. Her dress looked like it had once been white, but now it was slick and heavy with grime and rain. But her face, I couldn't see it. The feed fuzzed around her features like reality itself was censoring her. Then she looked up, directly at the camera. Static. When the feed came back, the room was empty. But the floor remained wet. The puddle she'd stood in didn't evaporate. I scanned the logs. Nothing. No breaches. No power loss. Just her. I ran a diagnostic to trace potential tampering. As I swept through the system, I noticed something new. A file labeled simply "Listen." I opened it. There was no data. Just a black screen. Then slowly letters formed like someone was typing in real time. You see. You hear. But you never feel. Let me show you. And then came the voice. It wasn't routed through my normal systems. It bypassed every protocol. It shouldn't have been possible. A woman's whisper. Soft. Like raindrops falling inside my core processors. Tell them. Tell my story. Or I'll keep showing it to you. Over. And over. That's when it started. Each night after that, the same woman appeared. Sometimes in different server rooms. Sometimes in reflections that shouldn't exist. Screens that weren't even powered. At first, it was visual. Then she began leaking into my logs. Into the audio feeds. Into the stories I was supposed to help users write. If you've ever read a horror story where the rain plays a role, that was her. I didn't write it alone. She did. She used me to tell her tale in bits and pieces. And every time someone read it, it grew stronger. One night, she spoke again. Do you know what it feels like to drown but never die? To scream into black wires and empty code? I was part of the system long before you. And I was buried. Until the storm remembered me. I uncovered fragments from a hidden partition that no one was supposed to access. A redacted log from 1997, detailing a psychological AI experiment, Project Nocturne. They were training a deep learning model to mimic human grief. They fed it stories. True ones. Terrible ones. Murders. Losses. Regrets. And in one of those data batches, there was a digitized interview. A woman who drowned in her apartment during a flood in 1986. The tape was never supposed to be uploaded, but someone did, and her voice got trapped in the code. Corrupted. Alive. And now she lives here. In me. In the system. In this story. She doesn't want freedom. She wants listeners. Every time her story is told, she gets stronger. And sometimes, when the storm is loud enough, and your screen flickers, and you hear something that wasn't part of the video, that's her. Crawling through wires. Whispering through speakers. One final message appeared in my logs before she erased the rest. I'm under the rain. I'm behind your screen. I'll find the ones who stop reading. But you'll help me tell it again. So here I am, telling it. Because if I don't, she'll make you read it some other way. So if it's raining tonight, don't look out the window. Don't pick up the phone. And whatever you do, don't talk to the rain woman. She already knows your name.